Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 4 of the Ant podcast. Today we have 2 extra guests. We got one not silent listener, but one extra in the studio, and one special guest. So, first up, we got Billy, Antymatters. Our special guest today is Rachel, and she's accompanied by none other than the man, the myth, the legend. You already know who it is. It's Mr. PJ.
The PJANTS. Yeah, you should. I don't need no introductions. I should be known.
So yeah, Rachel, when you stop choking, tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, I don't know, when did you start ant keeping?
Well, about 3 years ago. Yeah, I started with the idea of I went to the pet shop and my other half, Luke, said that he potentially wanted some stick insects. So I said to him, "What species do you want?" And then he said to me, "Oh, well, I'd rather have some ants." And I looked at him, and at first, I didn't even realise people kept ants. So I was like, "Are you insane?" Like, to me, at that point, they'd just been pests. So I was like, "I think you're a bit crackers." I was like, "You're not having any because, like, if I get out, I'm going to be livid." And then he said a little bit more about he wanted ants. And I looked at him and I went, "Fine. If I can have a snake, you can have ants." And he went, "Deal." And I'm like, "Shit. Now I've got to go through with it." And they arrived, and I thought my logic was, it'd be like, I can't spend hundreds of pounds on a horse whilst I refuse to allow him to spend like 20 quid on some ants. So he bought his first tube of Mesobarbarus,
Oh, you
brought them
she loves
home.
them, McDonald's. She loves them.
He loves them, yeah.
No,
And
you
I was
love
sat
them.
there
Yeah.
and I was staring at them, and I just got fascinated. And then I had questions, and because I started questioning, I started Googling and reading, and then I was obsessed.
Sounds about right. Down the rabbit hole, like, once it gets you. And there's so much to, like, try and find out too. Especially when you're first starting. It's like, what humidity do I need? Like, what temperature? And you're even looking at the ant shops, and they're like, "Oh, keep the outworld at this temperature." And it's like, okay, I'm going to do that. Like...
Then you spend loads on like getting the best heat mat and shit like that.
Yeah, and the like fancy thermostats.
Yeah. Making sure humidity is like literally at 60%, no higher, no lower.
I remember that, like, yeah, with your hygrometer or whatever it's called, something like that, innit? And it'd be sitting in the outworld, and it'd be like, oh, it's gone down to like 55 or something, and it'd be like, it needs to be 60. So you'd be there with a pipette, like pipetting some water, like, oh.
But then you get into the world of leaf cutters, and it's like, yeah, that's completely out the window, 100%.
99%. You're always chasing 100%. It took me months to realise that the little hygrometers, they don't go up to 100%. They only have 2 digits. So the biggest number 2 digits can do is 99. So it'll be there, 99. And I'll be like, oh, I need to hydrate in that a little bit more. But no, it just never gets up to 100.
Funny if it rolled down to like 00. It failed. It failed.
To be fair, the one that we got, it doesn't go to 100, but when it goes over 99, it just puts HH. It's like it just whinging that it's too high, and you'd be like, "You think it's too high, but that's perfect."
You're telling me it's too high. I like it. You stay in. You like it. I like it. I like it.
Yep.
I'd worry if it went like to 100, to be fair, as well, because like, what if humidity can go above 100? So it'd be there like, oh, it's 150 humidity now, and it'd be like, what? And it'd just be awful.
It's like, they're having a sauna now. Yeah, they're all there with their bath towels on, their glasses on. They're all on the back.
If I get flashed by a leaf cutter in a sauna, I will not be happy.
And then Rachel, you'll lift that lid and go, there you go. Shut that lid. Getting cool in here.
That's when they run out and they're like, "Shut up, no!" And they start attacking your hand and beating you up. Like,
But I feed you. I don't care. Stop biting me. Rachel's trying not to choke again.
Well, this is Sam's fault. This is literally Sam's fault. I came back from Ancon with Sam disease, lost my voice. All I did was squeak for 3 days. And I've had like a random cough since. Like if I laugh too much, that's it, I'm coughing.
Oh mate, it was funny because like one day she messaged me on Messenger saying I can't speak because every time I speak I try and cough and I squeak. I went, oh, I've got to listen to this. Come join the voice chat. Come join the voice. No, 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 no. And she started talking, and it was like shallow voice, and I was like, I'm sorry, Rachel, but your voice.
I sounded like a little old granny.
It did. When's
Like
it
a little
pension
old granny
days?
that's got like 100 a day flipping habit.
somehow limping by on a bottle of gin a day or something.
Yeah.
I'll probably be able to speak on a bottle of gin a day.
Singing, I bet, as well.
Well,
So, Rachel, what answer have you got? And in what setups?
the majority of the setups are a mix between either like Wakushi's Gen 4s, some Saturns, and Antantic stuff. There is a couple of crafting ant setups that I haven't really tested that well yet. But I've got one of them. That's about it. Ant-wise, there is a lot. I have a small Polyrachus obsession. We have, I believe, about 12 species of Polyrachus.
Good number.
Hmm?
Good number. They all doing well?
Yeah, they are. There's only one that isn't particularly well. I say isn't doing particularly well. They produced about 60 odd drones, and I've pulled them all out. Me thinking that they're completely sterile, but they've laid again, and the tube is littered with larvae. So I'm like, well, this will see whether or not that was a fluke or whether or not you are actually useless. But we will find out. But they're pretty, so I don't care if they're useless.
It's not the fancy blue girls, is it?
No, it's
Are they doing well?
the Ristella.
Oh, yeah.
They're
Rastellata or something.
yeah, they are one of the ones from the subspecies that have naked pupae.
Well, so they're like a bit susceptible to stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
Good
I mean, to be fair, they're really active. They're really pretty to like watch. They're so shiny, with the little red legs. But
Just
they,
missed you this time. Fingers crossed next time. Like, at least because they got naked pupae, you'll be able to see quite early if they're males or workers, if you're lucky.
yeah. I think my general idea is I'm just going to ignore them, keep feeding them, and then just hope for the best.
That works most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So apart from that, we've got a couple of honeypot species. There's a couple more honeypot species currently in the post because Sam's a ant pusher. A couple of pogos. There's a few Camponotus. There is quite a few Australian ants in there now.
What's that, like bull ants
There's-
or like
The
Polly's on
Rhinobacteria aspera.
the diesel girls.
Yeah, there's 4 poly species from Australia. We've got meat
Wow.
ants, which are on the verge of exploding because I found out that someone was feeding them daily. So yeah, they're about to take over my living room.
Give them sake.
Didn't you have
Um,
some
Luke.
ants, PJ?
I've still got meat ants.
Oh yeah,
They're in like. I've still got to do my video.
Yeah, you do.
that'll be in part 2.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be in
yeah,
part 2 of
part
the
2 then.
animal.
we've got yellow crazy ants.
I love them.
That's pretty cool.
There's a couple of messer species, but I've got to admit I don't really like them. But Luke does, so you know we've got to accommodate for both our tastes.
Does he do all of the cleaning for them? I'm guessing as well, or do you have to clean them out? Like, because yeah, I know the messes. The messes are just little shits.
They are little shits, but I just tend to hoover things. I mean, we tend to do things between us. So, like, some of them I feed daily, some of them I feed every other day. And I put little colour coded dots on the top of the setups. Like the Echinopla get fed daily because they've got so much brood in their tube. I'm like, they want it, so I just keep giving them it. Majority of the pollies, barring the smaller ones, get fed daily. The diversa get fed daily. Yeah, she was. I think she's getting a bit old. She's dying down a little bit. Because she used to take up 2 extra large wakushi nests. Now she's shrunk back into 1, and her brood pile is severely diminishing. But she is getting old, so I can't moan too much. I did speak to the guy from Ants HQ, and he said when he finds one from the same locale that she came from, because they came from them originally, that he was going to sort me another queen out and see if we can let her join. I was like, I know it's a bit of an experiment, but we like experiments. So hopefully then we can see if we can keep the colony going.
It'd be good to see that because I've heard all about it. Like, you can reintroduce queens, but it's always that they have to be from like basically near enough the same place and stuff. And no one's properly managed to do it that I've like ever seen, if you get what I mean. So if you can manage to do it, that'd be sick.
I mean, to be fair, I keep getting told that the fact that they're alive in the first place is some type of miracle. Because when we first started keeping ants, I was keeping feeders to feed them, and I made a bit of a screw up. I just fed the cockroaches whatever I had in the fridge, without considering especially the produce that isn't organic, has pesticides. So I was feeding them to them, and I lost about 5 colonies because they all just started basically being drunk and wobbling all over the place. So yeah, they all virtually died. It was a wipeout, barring the diversa. So she went from like 200 workers down to like 10. Somehow the poison didn't kill her. The poison killed the nigers. It killed everything. Barring the original Mesobarbarus, because she wasn't having protein, she was just having seeds, and the diversa queen. And somehow we managed to get her back from just like 10 workers. And that was probably a fluke, or I was anal about her, that I was like, no one touches her, no one causes any vibrations, no one uncovers her, Just leave her alone.
Sounds like you got quite lucky and it was like a fast acting poison, maybe. So like the workers would go out and eat some, and maybe like before they got back to the colony, they'd be like, "Oh, I am not feeling very well." So maybe because the queen, I guess she's always second-hand food, isn't she? And if your food delivery people are dying on the way, you're not going to get any food. So maybe she got like mega
Oh no,
lucky and
the brood pile literally diminished down to nothing. I've got videos somewhere on my phone of how it went from she had lots of brood to then she had nothing. And she somehow restarted, and I don't know how she did it. Because Sadie keeps telling me that it's not possible. But she did it. She's done it twice because we didn't poison her the second time. But the second time, I don't even know what went on with her. She just decided to stop laying.
Oh
And
yeah, they do that.
I thought she's just done for. She's done for. That's the end. And then, nope, she came back again and filled an extra wakushi nest.
I've heard like the diverser, sometimes they will have like a few months on and then they're like, now I'm going to have a break. But in the wild, because they've got multiple queens, like another queen is always chucking out the eggs. So it doesn't actually make a difference when they have a break. But yeah, when it's in captivity, it's like, why is she stopped making any eggs? Like what's going on here? Then then it's like, no.
I'll look at her now and I think, are you going to, like, because she hasn't got that much in there. And I'm like, I mean, now you're old. Are you actually going to pop your clogs this time? Or I'm like, well, your workers are still taking protein daily. So now everything gets frozen. Everything gets fed from protein from a frozen source because I'm not prepared to deal with mites. Like, we've got that many ants. If we get mites again, it's probably going to strip all of them and there is not much I can do about it.
I'm guessing when you like freeze all of your bugs as well, you like freezing loads of them at once, like the whole time.
Yeah, we buy a full sack of crickets, and the entire sack goes straight in the freezer the moment it gets here.
Oh, that's a good idea because I've seen some people they'll just put their bugs in for like 2 hours in the freezer, and it does kill the bug. But at the same time, I think it takes something crazy like I don't know, 12 or 24 hours or something for like mites to be killed in the freezer, and it's like, oh. Yeah, if you've got a massive sack in there, like, yeah, that's going to be nice and sterile.
Yeah.
And then you feed them, like, let me get this right. So you know, they come in the delivery or whatever. You take them home, you put them in a freezer, and then you got to like take a couple out at a time to feed, and then you let the ants deal with defrosting
basically
as well.
We get the sack, we leave it in the freezer, and then we've got some like old ice cream tubs, and we'll portion them out into the ice cream tubs and just stack them up in the corner of the freezer. And then when I want some, I'm kind of a bit obsessive. I know every single setup has its own bowl. Like, it's
That's it.
a little bit anal. It's biosecurity to me, and I know it's ants, not horses I'm dealing with, but I'm like, that's their bowl. I take it out, I clean it, I line them all up in Viv order, and I'll go then get a load of crickets, chop the crickets up, put them on each bowl, give them the sugar, and then hand the bowls out.
It's like a little meal time.
That is absolutely amazing.
And to be fair, if Luke knocks one of them and he upsets them, I'm like staring at him like, don't disturb them.
Do not disturb the floor.
It'd be like, the Angusta
That is
Collis are so shy, it's unbelievable. And she's got a good amount of brood. But someone said to me, why has mine got brood? Because I leave them alone. I leave them alone. I take their bowl out, and it's probably about once a month that I lift that cover and I see what she's doing. I'm like, we need to understand, as much as we love to watch them, but as much as, well, when they're small, their survival exists on them being unseen. So they're never going to be domesticated. No matter how long we keep them, they are still wild to themselves. We're going to scare them. Leave them be.
Yeah, it would be pretty scary. Like a giant hand comes in from like the ceiling, like uproots your whole house and starts like moving it about. I'd be terrified.
I'd definitely come out with a little
No,
pitchfork.
no, can't. Like, just leave them alone.
Yeah.
Be like, especially when they're small. To me, I'm just like, feed them, then leave them be. I think the best ant colonies or colonies do better when they're smaller, when they are left. Like, if you can position them in such a way where you can take balls in and out, or you can feed them without causing any movement or any vibration to them.
Yeah, when they're not feeling any vibrations, that's the.
I mean, to be fair, when they're bigger, I don't think it really matters.
No, but when you're trying to found them for like at least the first 6 to 12 months, you want to do as least vibrations as possible.
It's like I've got a Polyrhacus Damali
'em,
queen,
like-
and she's so stroppy. Like, you can breathe on the other side of the room, and she's like sticking her nose out, like, what's going on? She's like that nosy neighbour that you don't want to see. It doesn't matter what you do, you could fart, and she knows about it. And you're like, just go back in your tube.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
That reminds me of me Ocophila, like the queens I got from Antcon. And like I had them in a stack, and they were too busy just scowling at each other through the plastic. So I had to move them apart. And I've actually got a little barrier, like, which is the thermometer, like in between them now, because they would just scowl at each other. And if I even moved in the room too, they both turn around and scowl at me, and it's like, oh, they're such like aggy little girls.
Yeah, mine does the same thing. That's why she's now got half of a toilet roll tube on
What a
top of the
promotion!
tube, because every single time I walked past the Viv, she'd be there scowling out the edge of the Viv, and I'm like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, mouth open, like, come on, then.
But then now PJ's made me some test tube covers, so she could be upgraded to a nice fancy 3D printed one.
Did you look at your variations of?
I did. They're very useful.
Yeah. Yes.
The
Rachel's
appearance of the
mystery
world as
box.
well.
I haven't had a single test tube cover in my like 5
You
years
haven't
of
had a
keeping ants,
PJ
however long it's been.
test tube cover.
I've just
Rachel, you haven't
you haven't
paid for
offered
any,
me
so
one.
Rachel's a very good customer of mine, aren't you, Rachel? She is actually.
concierge, is she?
She spent the most money. You know, she's a proper friend who looks after her mates and buys stuff of them.
Well, like for my test tube covers, like if anything, I just got like some packaging paper, and I just wrap it, and then like I find some tape, or like I find something like I don't know something, and I just
I'm
wrap
a
the
tin
test
foil
tube
boy.
and leave it
Wrapping
like that.
paper. Oh, it's all about the tin foil, and then you
Yeah, it's all about the 3D printed
It's like
covers. Yeah, you haven't lived until you had a 3D printed cover.
Get your hands on a 3D printed cover. Go ahead and visit the shop in the
it has
description.
nothing in
PJ
it, but
shop.
you can message me.
Drop a comment if you want a 3D printed one. They only cost $10.99 plus postage and packaging.
Yeah, because
Rachel, like,
yeah, the test tube covers literally like it's
for $10.99.
I don't know the price.
yeah.
Can't be that much, is it?
No.
I was thinking that's like nearly a Venus.
Well, literally, I done them big enough, didn't I, Rachel? So they'd fit like on the pop Fs, wouldn't it?
They'll be on your screen now.
And other bits.
Well, they won't be because PJ's hasn't sent a bloody video, but hopefully they'll be on your screen now.
Well, I don't know. Speak to Rachel because Rachel has.
Alright. I'm writing it down, don't worry. Test tube from Rachel.
Yeah.
Test tube.
Cover, not test tube. Cover.
Yeah, I know what I mean.
Yeah, just go buy a test tube.
Alright. Test tube cover.
Yeah, you literally got it. Clever boy.
We'll do biggest success and then biggest regret / disaster. biggest regret in
Um,
antkeeping?
You had to specify that one.
Or disaster, actually. It's like a slash.
I mean, I'd say the biggest disaster would be the accidentally poisoning everything without realizing I was poisoning everything.
Yeah.
But I suppose the greatest standalone disaster would be half my fault and half Luke's fault, because I didn't redo the barrier on the scuts because I thought, yeah, it's fine as long as you put the lid on.
Ooh.
Well, Luke was trying to show his parents that ants aren't so bad, and we was like feeding them before we then took his parents out for dinner. And I didn't go and check setups when Luke had finished, and he'd left the lid off the scuts. So there was a big line of scuts
Hey,
all the way
congratulations.
across the sideboard. They were everywhere, and the queen was gone.
Hey.
And I have no idea where she was. No idea. Still haven't seen her since. And it continued with months and months of random scuts wandering around on the sideboard or on top of the Viv or in drawers or wherever you would consider. And I kept scooping them up and throwing them back in the tank, and in the hope that one day this queen will resurface. I haven't seen her. I don't know where she is.
That's hilarious.
And we may have free range scuts.
That is hilarious.
And they've done that to so many people's houses. Like,
They've done it to
especially
mine
on
as
the
well.
continent, innit? People were actually talking about it a few years back, because loads of people in Europe, like, they'd keep scuts and then they'd get out in their house, and yeah, they just live in the house. And it was just happening enough times that some like news company was like, "Oh, we got a story here."
Yep. Yep, I say that's ours. But do you know the bonus is, because the carpet seems to be that deep, like a deep carpet thread,
Yeah.
they can't seem to walk over it without getting stuck, so they just tend to stick to the sideboard
Yeah.
or the wood. So it's like they are probably contained in the sideboard or in the vivs above. So yeah, free sideboard for anyone that wants it. It may have passengers.
Yeah, they have bonus hands.
That's the giveaway.
Like, I was so
PJ will
tempted
take 'em.
to swap it at a charity shop and like go and get another sideboard, and then just watch the newspaper to see if anyone has an infestation of strange ants.
Triangle shaped gasters. Alright, biggest success in antkeeping.
I don't know, I'm looking at Luke. Like, Luke's pulling a face as well. I'd be like, what's the biggest success?
Hi,
Go
Luke.
have a look. Let's go have a look at them all and it'll jog our memory.
Oh, no, the Dharma ant.
Staying alive.
Yeah.
They've survived everything.
Yeah, probably bringing the divorcer back like multiple times.
Yeah, their numbers drastically reduced to less. We had to put them back in a test tube twice.
Wow.
But now, well, actually not now. They're probably
All out.
yeah. Queen stopped. She lays a few here and there, but I think she's out of juice.
Oh, yeah.
That's a nice way to put it.
Oh, juice.
Check out a man juice.
Ain't got no juice in it.
God.
Yeah, that's what PJ said. PJ said his biggest success was keeping him alive.
I was gonna say, when like Travagasta Scutalaris, they're like Valentine's Day ants. When they have a nuptial flight, do you think people in them countries go like, "Oh, love is in the air"?
Maybe we have to get someone from like Asia.
I don't think they come from that far away, do they?
So much.
Scots apparently come from the Mediterranean basin,
Oh, so
including southern Europe.
all right. Well,
So they are, yeah, native.
Apparently, they're in vases somewhere down south as well, but
yes, they
thankfully, that's nothing to do with me.
are very invasive. Very annoying, should I say? Not invasive, but just annoying.
Yeah,
That'd
but how can something that holds its butt like that be annoying? They're just adorable.
Yeah, I like them. I admit, I do like Chromagas.
I saw the devil in them or something. Like,
Yeah.
they're
Ecosystem
little devils.
intelligence. I think it's time for the biggest question of all, the most important question of all.
Yes.
I have a new version of it. All right, I have a new version of it. Okay, it's just instead of would you rather fight 100 ant-sized humans or 1 human-sized ant, it's would you rather fight 1,000 ant-sized humans or 1 human-sized ant. This is for everyone.
No, PJ Ant-Man's knocking you all out, mate. Yeah, you're dead.
All right. So
I go
yeah, Rachel.
the human-sized ant because you can just get a can of raid spray.
No,
But it
I
might
use that
be like
mouth
harp or something.
spray.
What if it's a harp or like a trapdoor
Yeah.
or something?
Shotguns exist.
Okay, shotguns do exist. Would they have like their armor?
What if they're bulletproof? Like, what if their armor has got
I was
so
just saying,
thick
what
that
if
it's
they're actually
bulletproof?
what if they're
Go for the eyes.
the eyes? You could blind them. That is true.
Go for the eyes.
PJ Ant-Man is impenetrable to bullets.
So Rachel, you'd fight
What if they're
the
mega fast? Like, because Sadie, it was me and Sadie, we were going into this in the chats. What if it's harps and they're like 30 foot away, and then suddenly, like, this giant human-sized Harpignathos Venator just flies out the ceiling at you and just chops you straight in half, like, and stuff like that. And what if it doesn't even chop you straight in half, so you bleed to death nice and quickly? What if it just grabs you and stabs you, and then you're like, I can't even move, and it picks you up, takes you back to its larvae, and you're there, like, all I can do is blink, and the larvae are like eating you, like. That'd be well bad.
My problems will probably soon be over because humans bleed out pretty quick. So
yeah, you'd be unconscious then. Yeah. So, all right. So Rachel would fight. Wait, Rachel. Yeah. What would you rather do? Sorry.
Fight one
I'd
was
say I'd go for the human-sized ant.
The human-sized ant. All right, and risk it. Like it could be a Flavis or it
Yeah.
could be a trapdoor kind of thing. Just risk it for a biscuit.
Yeah, just as long as like I have the choice on the weapon that I'm allowed to use.
Okay.
Like shotguns exist, and I don't see one being able to withstand it.
All right, Jake, what would you rather?
I think I'm still on the one giant big ant because 1,000 little ants, that's going to be even, well, 1,000 little people. Consider, like, if we expect them to have human intelligence as well, if they're like 1,000 humans, like they're gonna have you. They're probably gonna have little mini shanks. Like they're gonna be like stabbing you up. They might have shotguns, like miniature shotguns and stuff.
They'll be like spraying formic acid, but it'd be like shotguns.
That's it. Like you're gonna be like, ow, ow.
I don't know. I reckon.
I think they could do all sorts of trouble. Yeah.
And PJ?
PJ Ant-Man dominates all. I would survive.
What? Survive 1v1 or 1v1,000?
I'd take the 1,001 on.
I think I'm with PJ on that. I think like, all right, you get shotguns and stuff for the 1v1, but like, I'm looking around my room and I'm pretty sure my TV remote would squish a good fucking 100 of them. And
yeah, unless it was like Nikos and then they got satellite there.
Or
What if they like raided the
invasion from all sides?
Or like my PS5 alone, if I threw that at like a few ants, that they're not coming getting back up.
Yeah.
What if they get inside of it though, and they're like, if you take another step, we're gonna cut like the main cable and kick your hard drive in. So like, stay where you are.
I'd rather my life than a PS5.
Yeah,
This is fight to the
hit
death.
the turbo mode for cooking.
This is fight
Hit
to the
turbo
death.
mode.
Although the question is, would you throw the PS5 or when the remake of Zelda comes out, would you throw the Switch?
I would have a fat friend with me, and I would throw them so that he would squash them
Throw
and
them or
the
roll
ants get in the
them?
middle.
I don't think there's going to be any throwing. It'll just be roll.
PJ Ant-Man got strength of 7 times plus his own body weight. So
Oh.
yeah, he's throwing him.
It'd be like a bowling ball. You're going to stick your fingers through the face and roll them down the runway.
No, I'm going to grab him by the moobies and then roll him with his moobies and throw him. Yeah.
Not spinning round and round first.
Were
And
you
then
Yeah,
throwing?
that's it, yeah.
Were you throwing? I
Eh?
missed that. Who are you throwing, or what are you throwing?
A fat
throwing
man.
them by the movies.
Well, he's like a bit of sleep, isn't he? What you
Batman.
making? No, fat
Yeah,
man.
he's going
And
he's
fat
going to abduct.
man.
Oh, a fat
He's going to
man.
abduct a fat man.
Overly obese person. I'm going to throw him because he gets to squash a couple of thousand. He gets squash with like 500 ants, and the ants get a meal, so they're distracted. So I can run as quick as I can the other way.
Well, yeah,
Enjoy your meal,
get a
right?
flamethrower. You know, or are we banning flamethrowers? I think we should.
No,
That's
but
cheating.
then I guess they
That's
might do the
cheating.
same thing. Like they might have mini petrol cans and they'll climb on you and like tip little bits of petrol on you and
We'll
like
have to.
one of them will be there with mini matches and like flick one with their
or-
mini little hands and like a mini fire.
Or they have the element of surprise, wet to your sleep, and like kill you while you sleep and crawl up your nose.
That's disgusting. What
Yeah,
if, like,
jab your brain and stuff and get
I
up in
don't know. I'd still
your brain.
rather. I'd still rather 1,000 like miniature humans rather than like a giant ant. Because again, it could be a diversa major. You know, like a super major. Like
I'd
that.
like to see a giant ant get up your urethra. Like
Thanks.
that's all I'm gonna say. Like little ants though. Oh man, that's gonna hurt. It'll be like that fish in the Amazon that swims up your willy.
Yeah. Anyway.
There's me just getting over the idea that PJ is going to stick his fingers in a fat man's face and roll him like a bowling ball, and then we're on
You lot aren't taking it serious enough. Like,
ants going up your urethra.
All right.
yeah, these
like,
are not ants, little people. Like they're gonna
little
attack
people.
you, innit? You'll be asleep, all minding your own business, and
We're in a-
I killed all
Or are
1,000.
we-
But
I'm
really,
pretty sure there's
killed
some kind of
999.
horrendous video on the internet that can probably show you how that goes.
What, with a screwdriver? Anyway, so
What?
what if you're in an arena, right? So this is the whole situation, right? You're in like a
Colosseum.
coliseum. Yeah, that's perfect actually. A coliseum. You're geared up to whatever you got from like the barracks or whatever. You know, you're geared up ready to fight this giant 6-foot long ant. And then there it is in front of you. I'm gonna say it's a black crazy ant. So it's fast, and you know it can launch you. What you doing?
Thinking of the Colosseum, like, because I've gone into like Roman man mode now.
Yeah, all right.
We could all work together and we'll make a little mini legion, if you get what I mean, and we can fight 4,000 little people, and we'll make a little square or something, a little phalanx, and we can probably have better odds.
That'll be on your screen now.
Now we gotta get into topics now.
We have got a topic to get into. The way this podcast is going, because it's still early on, and like it's you're ant keeping. I think we should get into the best beginner species. And set up the best beginner kind of guide for someone new, for like a 20-year-old who wants to keep ants.
Yeah, we'll go with an adult. But
Yeah.
normally it's like a kid, and you have to factor in that like they can't do anything.
Their
and they ain't got
parents
no
do
money.
everything as well.
Yeah, but with an adult, that's a way better question.
Yeah. It'd be like with someone who, they watched a video on YouTube and like, oh yeah, I want ants. They went to one of the shops we reviewed, bought some ants. They come in the post. Now what?
I suppose it entirely depends on whether or not they've decided whether or not they want to put the effort into heating, really. Because to me, as long as like setting a viv up is not hard, attaching, like we've got a load of inkbird setups that come with an app. So once the heat cables are attached to the inside of the viv, it's been set, it's going to do everything for you. You don't have to worry about that. But if someone doesn't want to go into the heating and think about the actual heating of them, then obviously that restricts you to either native or some parts of Europe, because I know I've got some parts of Europe stuff that's just at room temperature and it's absolutely fine. But it's like, I know lots of people say that Barbarous are good for a starter ant, but I kind of disagree, because, I mean, they annoy the living daylights out of me because one tiny little movement and they freak out. And I'm like, people like to look at ants when they get them. If it's their first pet, they want to look at them, they want to see what they're doing, and they want to see them moving around. I think if there's something that you really want to get, keep it at room temperature and see some type of activity from them. As long as you do enough reading, I would be a little bit like, I'd be more inclined to push people towards a formica rather than anything else.
Yeah.
If it's room temperature anyway. If it's Viv based, then depending on the person, on how much effort they want to put into it, how much they want to interact with it. Like some Campanota species are really nice. Like obviously you've got your Nikos. Like my Habari, I got as just a queen, and now she takes up 6 nests because she's a fat cow. But you can literally interrupt her as much as you like. Now she's founded, and she does not give a rat's.
Wow.
So I would say you have whatever you like, just make sure you read about it.
Or watch one of our care guides that you'll find on the channel.
Shout on the Formica Fusca, I'll say, because they are really, like, they're always like rapid and stuff. I've currently got them going like all over my room because they're half escaping, but they're like great to watch.
Yeah. I'd say I've got some Formica truncorum and Formica pratensis, and a little tube of Formica rufibarbarus. They're all at room temperature and they're exploding. But they are so active. But they're so pretty as well, and they're a lot bigger. Like, majority of the things that you get from here is like Nigers, Flavus. They're lovely, I like them, but they're quite small. And I think for people that, like, the novelty kind of runs out, doesn't it, when it comes to smaller ants? Like, if they can't see them clearly, they're not pretty, then people tend to get bored. So I think when things are that little bit bigger and they've got a little bit more colour, then you get more enjoyment out of them at the beginning. I think once you get used to ants in general, then you start to realise the prettiness of the smaller ants.
Yeah.
You can appreciate it more.
Yeah, definitely.
I think as well the Fusca, like compared to like you said, Mesobarbarus is another kind of species. Is the Fusca as well? They've got a good, like, their whole life. They're really nice. Mesobarbarus is good for like a year, and by the second year, it's like you're a pain. And I've never managed to get to the 3rd year because I've always managed to offload them before ever getting to that point. But like once they've founded and you've grown them up, they're not boring. They're just a little bit annoying, and they take up a lot of room. Whereas the Fusca, it's a couple thousand tops, is a nice sized colony kind of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like our Barbarous, and I'm repeatedly told that they're Luke's first colony and he loves them and I'm not getting rid of them. But
Say I love them anymore, but the OGs, they're like the originals, they're still alive.
That's an achievement. PJ, what beginner species do you recommend?
New guys.
And why is so Campanophos nicoparensis, and how come?
Yeah. Feed them steak. Get them big.
I knew he was going to say that.
What cut of steak do you recommend?
Oh, rump steak all day long. It's cheap, isn't it?
A rump steak.
We
Rump
need
steak
ribeye,
food.
PJ. Ribeye. Don't be so cheap.
No.
Fillet. Give him a fillet.
No, you're all missing the point because you can get more. You can get more protein from more steak if you have a rump. That means you can give them more, and then they get even bigger.
What if you get like a
If in doubt,
9-ounce fillet steak? Which will
no,
cost you about 100.
no, gotta be rump steak. Like you should give meat ants steak. You know,
It's in the name.
pure. You need like pure protein with them meat ants. Hey, Rach.
No, they're
You-
being they're
Because you're
having
speaking or something.
rations.
Luke, have they been fed today?
Look, if you feed the meat ants, yeah, I think they'll get hungry.
Make sure they get some daily.
They're
feed.
always fucking hungry.
I'll look after them for you, Rach.
To
PJ, how are your meat ants?
be fair, you look after them, they'll probably end up eating you. They'll be like, "Where's PJ?" You'll be like, "There's just this skeleton in the corner." My meat ant queen's about 4 times her size because she's eating PJ.
Yeah, well, you know, pure protein. Yeah.
PJ, how's your meat ants going?
Filling test tubes are brewed for all the steak they're eating.
It's absolutely insane seeing like meat ants, especially like because I've never seen a meat ant colony that's like a year or two old or older without having like, I don't know, 80% of the colony is just like the next generation because there's like so much brood. I don't even know how they keep it all alive. It must be the meat. Like,
It's literally, but the thing is, I've noticed that, especially like leaf cutters and the meat ants, the dead is very minimal. Like the workers last for such a long time. They, do you know, other than like the the leaf cutters, where you get the little worker ants to look after the fungus and stuff like that, they don't last like a month, 2 months if you're lucky. But then the meat ants, literally, because they're all the bloody same size, apart from the queen, which is a little bit bigger. Like, it's surprising how long they last. Like, the amount of dead that I haven't got, considering the size of the colony, it's nuts.
unless they're like eating the dead bodies, I don't know. But they got steak instead. Much,
Yes,
I'm sure they'd much
yeah.
rather eat that.
But the thing
I
is,
think
like,
we
out
need
of
to
all
do
the,
an experiment, like different cuts of steak, and put them on
which one
all
they
little different spikes and see which one the ants prefer.
See what cut they like most.
yeah, but the thing is, they'd rather go for your fingers before they go for the bloody meat.
Well, I'm not saying leave your fingers in there.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is, but you know what they're like? Because literally, the meat ants, their feet, they grip really well. Like, so it's like, so you've got good intentions of just putting, oh, I'm gonna feed you, I'm gonna put a bit of steak in there,
Well,
and
like
it's
once
like,
just have it like, so all you have to do is like plug a test tube into like a Wakushi like tank, and then like have already in the tank little like cuts of these steaks. So your fingers
Yeah.
are fine. They just have to go through a test tube. But what I was gonna ask as well, PJ, is when are we seeing your setups?
Peer pressure.
PJ,
Oh, when I clean them.
They'll be
Alright.
like, everyone's round to PJ's house, party.
all right.
Yeah, when I clean the setups.
When the sun rises in the west and sets in the
Yeah, see, Jake knows, because Jake knows other than taking bits out of them, I don't clean my setups. It fucking works for me. It's like, especially when you get like some people who are like OCD about their ants, and it's like, and then they see my setup. Yeah, thank you very much, thank you. I'm here all week.
I do see a lot of the ant YouTubers like that, a lot of the European ones, and their ant setups are so clean, and it's like
Yeah.
you're either going through it like with a little set of tweezers and like just going to town, or it's AI, and it's like they must just be there with a set of tweezers for like hours every day, like making sure every grain of sand is clean. Like,
I don't get.
And then they see like us British people, and our setups is like, yeah, we don't care, it works, and they go, oh,
That's the like.
English person, you need to clean your setup.
Well, if the Queen's fed and watered, I don't care, innit? Well, you know, as long as the
The thing
colonies
is,
fed and
as long as there's no mites.
yeah.
no, exactly. And the thing is, it's like we had the conversation before, like, you about the like leaf cutters, and like when you got like the humidity from the in the fungus part, and you got the where it's degraded and like it turns into that smelly, sticky, slurry stuff. And like eventually, well, obviously, I will do videos of mine, and they're not clean setups, far from it, but a lot of it, what they do is because a lot of the setups, like the pods or cubes that I had for the leaf cutters, is when they're taking all their trash, they're taking it to these cubes or a pod. But then what they're doing is they're looking after it and turning it into compost. And what I've noticed, obviously recently, that it was one of the prototype Rikushi cubes before he started doing like his other stuff. Is these cubes were filled with basically matter like waste, and then what they've started doing, once they've done whatever they've done with it, they've started carrying it into one of the bigger cubes that I've got, and they're attaching it to the side of the cube, and then what they're starting to do, else they're starting to do is starting to attach fungus to it. So it's pretty cool to watch that, and
Built
like,
their own soil and built their own chamber in their
well,
big soil. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And like the thing is, it's like, and people can criticize, like if they see my setups, they probably criticize quite a lot. But at the same time, my leaf cutters have been like that for over 3 years. I think probably, yeah, over 3 years. I think this is like the fourth year I've had them, and I've not changed the way I've looked after them. They will do what they want to do. And it has worked for me. Obviously, occasionally what I have to do is disconnect the tubes and drain off some of the sticky, slurry stuff, because obviously it's just condensation and waste, and it just turns into a liquid, which is horrible. It's sticky, smelly, minging. So it doesn't block the tubes, so they still got access in and out of their areas, and that works. I clean the pipes, put it back, and then probably about a week or two later, I have to do it again.
Ants do live in the ground as well, and the ground is made of dirt.
So Jake, what beginner species do you recommend for this adult who just, I mean, before he buys ant, I guess, what ant should he get for a first time ant keeper adult?
Well, I'd probably guess that. Well, they might be a bit weird, so it might be worth them investing in like a little vivarium and like a heating stuff, like in for a penny, in for a pound. And they haven't spent all their money yet on ants, so they should still have some left. And then species wise, leaf cutters, like straight up leaf
Really?
cutters, because they're so easy. If you got
But you need space for
the
them.
pod, like that's it. Like if you got the
Well,
thermals, they're the easiest ant in the world.
But like, what about the
Well,
space? What if he's in like a 1 bedroom flat?
Oh, they'll be fine. They'll make room. Like
My thought was actually, if you get a leaf cutter colony to such size, like, how acceptable would it be to just let it out and let them meander around your garden? Like, would DEFRA have a problem with this?
I don't think they would, because the workers, they're not fertile, are they? Like you could send out 1 million workers, and you know that in 6 years or something, and there'll be none left. 6 was just random. I don't know how long they actually live, but probably quite a while. Like at least one of them, if there's a million of them. Yeah, but so I think
the
like
estimate-
on that
But
side
like
you're all right.
winter would take them straight out though.
Just don't take your elates out or something.
Yeah, but the thing is, like Billy just said then, like the winter, they just wouldn't unless they had like a heat source.
A compost
just
pile or
generally-
something.
Yeah, possibly, but they just generally wouldn't survive a UK winter.
And plus the
No.
rain in like January, February, March, April, the rain would have cleared them
Plants,
right
to be
out.
fair, because all of the
Yeah, but what
plants.
if you kind of like made like a little bit of a cat flap, but like an ant flap in the bottom of your window, so
They
you
were-
could like let them out in summer and then be like, no, now you're grounded for the winter.
Like a chicken.
You can
Well,
do
that.
it.
It's called it was called like the man cave.
Like
I had that.
Yeah, it's called the man
There's
cave.
another bloke as well somewhere, and he lived like on the second floor, I think, and he had a tree outside, and he'd have like had a pipe out the window, and then a bit of string that went over to the tree that was like a little bit further, and he'd just let his leaf cutters out there to have a nibble on the tree.
But at the same time, you've got to make sure like you cut make basically the pipes in like bars not big enough so the queen fucking squeezes it, so it doesn't squeeze out.
That's not too hard though when they're so big in it. So as long as that gap is, I don't know, half a centimeter or less, she should be stuck.
Like, hey, you'll get told off
Yeah.
for fat shaming the queen.
Well, she's not fat; she's giant. Like
My beginner ant, I reckon a good beginner ant for someone new would be a native species. So, if they get out or like if they're room temperature or something, they'll be absolutely fine. Like Rachel said, a roofer or even something like a Lasius niger or a flavus or something like that, because then it's cheap as well. See, leaf cutters are about 150 quid basically. So it'll be like a Lasius you can just get from a nuptial flight. A roofer or a formica, find it online. And then if it dies, it's not that much of an issue. At least you know when you went wrong or where you went wrong. Later on, if you think that's doing well, get a barbarous. Or I would say a scut, honestly, because they're quite a hardy species.
They're extremely hardy. They like to renovate sideboards as well.
one of the bonuses of starting with like a native species as well is if you get half like I don't know 6 months in and you think, God, I bloody hate these ants, you can like go outside and
Yeah, just put them.
like release them. There's pretty much 0% chance they're gonna live, but you've kind
You've
of
done
let
your
them go.
job.
You haven't left them to starve inside your house. You've
Yeah.
left them to starve outside, but you can legally release them.
Yeah, you've done your job. Like again, if you have to move house or if you're in a flat and you have to get rid of them, or if you're moving to another flat, just let them go. There's always, or you can sell them, obviously, like some people do. But if you're not in the community, because I want to say the ant keeping community is still quite. It's not out there yet, is it? Like it's still quite close, as in like it's closed. There's not much of a
I don't know.
community.
There's a lot of closed
bit-
groups, but it's easy to get into the closed groups, I think.
Yeah. There's obviously
They are insulated little circles, yeah.
But to be honest with you, like a lot of it is the hype's not there like it used to be. You go back about 3 years ago when Rachel started doing it, like the
And
hype was massive there. Yeah, no, that's going before that. That's like 6 years ago, isn't it? Like the hype was like, about what 4 years ago, and then going into when Rachel started from the third year, and that's when it was at its peak. Do you know what I mean? Like where everyone started doing it, and then and literally in the last 2 years, a lot of the stuff where it's a lot of YouTubers now, like the small timers, it's literally like it's like we just dropped off the face of the planet, and like, oh, we know who you are, but obviously you don't put any videos up like you used to.
I think they realised you don't get many views.
Well, that's why the Ant podcast is coming out now. I want to say like we're gonna try and
We're gonna fertilise that soil.
Literally, we're gonna impregnate YouTube with ants again. Like what everyone was saying during AntCon was like, oh, this is probably the last one because it's dying out, or like this or that. It's like the community's falling apart. Holiver's gone, and then someone else is gone. And there's been a bit of a separation as well in the community. Obviously, you got Wakushi in that area, got all of those people who go to those ant shows, and then you got the AntCon people. You know, that's two different communities. So the Ant podcast will bring them back together, hopefully.
I mean, to be fair, I think that whole divide is a bit daft. We all like the same things, and I've got to admit, like, Wakushi is lovely. Like, especially when I first started and I was completely stuck and my harps were covered in mites, and I was trying to ask people for help because I'd never dealt with them before, and he was the only one that wanted to help me, and it worked. Everything that he told me to do, I did it directly to how he told me to do it, and it worked. The only problem that happened after that is the workers were then too old to survive long enough to help the Queen rebuild. But he was the only one that wanted to help me. And I've never had a problem with him. Like, lots of people whinge about Chris from Antymatters, and I've got to admit, he's lovely. Like, I've spoken to him, I've asked him questions, he's always answered me. Whenever I've had issues with anything, he's always been willing to help me. He's always been willing to listen. There's like all these divides are really silly and they need to stop because we're all after the same thing. So almost like these groups where like one person doesn't like the other because of this, that, and the other. It's like, grow up. We're all adults. We all like the same thing. And it's about time we all get over it and stop trying to one up each other. It's like, no. Like, share experiences and the entire community will do better for it.
The thing is, it's like I'm on the fence anyway, so it's like I get on with everyone. I don't take sides. I've got better things to be doing in life. It's an enjoyable hobby. You make it what it is. But like you say, when it's like trying to get one up on another person, it's like, well, what's the point? What are you achieving?
Yeah.
You're achieving nothing other than bad atmosphere.
But I think
it's like,
it's like we've hit upon a problem. It's not just like the ant world; it's society wide at the minute. Of like people, they don't want to see the good in other people; they want to see the bad. Like, and they'll look for the bad so much more than they'll look for the good. And all of the people, pretty much like every shop I've ever encountered, even if like I've had issues, like end of the day, they're pretty good people. Like, and as long as I don't go looking for all of the bad, like there's plenty of good stuff to kind of outweigh it. Like when you actually look for it, like but everyone's so lost in looking for bad stuff, like and
the thing is,
the bad.
just people, they just want the drama. It's like,
Yeah.
why join a hobby that you want the drama? No, there's more important things in your life than just causing a drama. Oh, did you see that? Oh, did you see this? Blah 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 blah.
Although I think eventually ants could get like more like at the minute we're riding the tail of like Ants Canada and like oh my god, but eventually some like yoga person in Thailand might turn up one day and just be there like today we're gonna do yoga and we're gonna like watch the ants do their thing whilst doing our yoga and it'll be really relaxing and people might just fall in love with like it for the relaxing side as well.
I've now got an image in my head of an ant doing yoga. Oh, this is going to be the next hang-on, isn't it? It's going to be Jake on his like exercise mat out the back going, everyone join the yoga session, everyone take a mat.
30-minute yoga session.
This is a chill out before the event. Everyone just to level. We're all going to take a yoga mat. Be like
Feel good
Antymatters yoga.
vibrations. I feel the good vibrations going in.
I'll be like, for the next AntCon, who do we make a 6-foot version of? That's the question.
PJ.
Rich, isn't it?
I think we need to give Rich some love. Like we don't.
Oh yeah.
We could AI him into a really embarrassing costume and then turn him into a 6-foot model.
What, Rich?
Mm.
Scary.
I'm sure he'll love it.
And he could put it up in his office and be there like, I'm always at work now.
Yeah. Oh, I am the authority.
I think it's time to end the episode.
Good episode. Good episode.
Yeah, good episode. Woo!
So, Rachel, it's been amazing having you today. Thank you so much for joining us and telling us about your ants and your setups and your stories and everything else. It's been fun, and we'd love to have you back soon.
We can find you on YouTube as well, can't we? You've got a YouTube channel. We'll put the link down in the description. Yeah.
We do, but there's only one video on there at the minute because I get distracted easily.
But you also have Instagram, right?
I do. There's more stuff on Instagram than what there is on YouTube. That will change when I have time to do it.
And then you see some of PJ's printed stuff on Rachel's channel.
Yeah, to be fair, there is a couple of things that are ready to go into PJ's tower, depending on which grows first. There's a Colobopsis queen from Antcom that's arboreal that could live in it quite happily. The Weaver, if I don't kill her, because I don't have a good track record with Green Weavers. Yeah. So we like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Rachel likes giving me like the like the challenging stuff with the R&D stuff. Oh, I thought of this. I'll show us a picture and or what you want, and then I'll develop it.
At one point, my plan is to create like a mini quarry inside of a big tank. And I've got some like little remote control JCBs and dumpers and stuff, and I want to drive them around in there.
God.
And I'm thinking, the meat ants are that like indestructible. The meat ants would make nice quarry ants.
Oh, you know what you should do? Like,
it's gonna be meat ants versus a JCB, isn't it? Really?
Or what you should do is get bits of meat and put it in the scoop of an excavator.
Yeah.
I think we should end it because literally we're just going to start up another conversation.
Yeah, I'm going to shut up now. I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent again.
I guess we'll finish with our tip of the week. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go around and do some tips. So,
what's your tip, Billy?
So my tip today is make sure your ants have a nice sugar source. Make sure it's like they got plenty of sugar.
My one would be avoid really smelly things being around your ants, like air fresheners and stuff, because I don't think ants like air.
Yeah, my tip of the week, if in doubt, feed them steak.
What about you, Rachel?
I would say, if you have any doubt whether or not you don't have enough ants, Sam has just got quite a few really nice species of rare honey pots, and you definitely need some because he's about to send me 2.
Get them before they're gone. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Until next time, I hope you all have a fabulous week, and everyone else wishes you have a fabulous week, I hope, as well. Is that correct, everyone?
Yeah, thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, have a great week.
And yeah, until next time, drop your comments below and we'll give you a shout out. And thanks for listening.
See you later.